Madison Square Garden. Round of applause and garden welcome to this true hero.
Al Fuentes never pictured himself doing the things a famous man does, but he has made more than a dozen appearances in the year since September 11th.
Are you trapped, Captain Fuentes? Are you trapped?
Where are you?
About 4 feet under. I really don't know.
The world first heard Fuentes, a New York City Fire Department captain, speak by radio from where he was trapped beneath the rubble of the World Trade Center in one of the most dramatic rescue episodes of September 11th. And like so many others, because of the heroism they displayed or the losses they suffered, Fuentes was moved into a spotlight, reluctantly, but with a motive, to tell of what he had seen and of the people he knew who didn't survive.
Many people, in order to tell their stories, became reluctant celebrities in a way, did they not?
Well, I'm not a celebrity, but certainly I would just like to tell how, to at least tell the public how wonderful these people were, and how they should be glad they walk around their midst.
This mix of becoming a public figure while undergoing a long and painful private recovery has had a profound effect on his life. More so because his story encompasses so many of the ideals and words and images we have come to associate with September 11th. He was, first of all, an immigrant who came to the United States from Ecuador at the age of 8 to achieve a better life with his family. And he did. He rose through the ranks of the fire department to become a captain in the Marine Division. And on September 11th, as he headed to the scene of the attack by boat, he passed the images of the familiar symbolic gateways to America that have transfixed millions like him. On one side was the Statue of Liberty, and from the other, he and the firefighters with him saw the World Trade Center complex and watched the second airplane strike the South Tower.
There was a gentleman next to me, a fireman, and I turned around to him and I said, "We're at war here." And I said, "I want everybody to stay by the boat till you hear from me."
On land, Fuentes linked up with his friend, Deputy Chief Ray Downey, an expert on rescuing people from collapsed buildings. The two men had worked together as part of a team from New York, assisting the Oklahoma City recovery efforts after the bombing of the Murrah building.
So Ray Downey grabs me and says to me, "Al, stay with me. Give me a hand." Yeah, because I could see there was just too much commotion.
When Fuentes witnessed the collapse of the South Tower at 9:59 a.m., he quickly organized teams to dig through the rubble. Then, as debris began to fall from the North Tower before its collapse, Fuentes attempted to contact firefighters who had gone to search the nearby Marriott Hotel to direct them back out to safety.
And I remember them, they're not coming out. And I remember thinking, how come they're not coming? What's going on?
Get out of control now. The vehicle is starting to explode.
And then I totally lost it then. I blacked out.
That was the point when his memory fails him, when the North Tower, Tower 1, collapsed at 10:28 a.m.
I was trapped underneath the debris of the building. A stainless steel facade was on me, and I don't have any recollections of any of those things from then on.
We have the collapse unit. This is Captain Fuentes and a couple other members, guys. Are you trapped, Captain Fuentes? Are you trapped? And 4.
Captain Fuentes maintained extraordinary calm while rescuers searched for him.
We believe that you're in the west side of the #1 World Trade Center, out in front of the collapse zone. Is that correct? No, the collapse zone, 10-4.
I was laying in between a lot of the heavy steel girders that had just fallen over him like it was a doorway. It was amazing that Al survived.
Captain Fuentes had suffered severe injuries, including a head fracture and 9 broken ribs. What he didn't know was that he had become one of the heroes of September 11th, that recordings of his measured exchanges with the dispatcher trying to pinpoint his location would be played repeatedly on radio and television. And what he wouldn't remember was the reason why he had suddenly become so famous.
I don't have any recollections. I've been trying for 8 months to recall that, and I can't recall that at all.
What's the first memory that you have after having blacked out in the rubble at the World Trade Center?
Once they started taking me out of the drug-induced coma, my first recalls are possibly about 2 weeks after that. And I remember asking my wife for a pencil, and I wrote how many brothers. I wanted to know how many brothers died.
Not until 2 weeks later, when he was moved to Montefiore Hospital in the Bronx, did his wife finally tell him of the friends who would become casualties. In November, he made a brief appearance on Good Morning America, but after that turned down media requests for interviews, feeling that the attention should be given to the firefighters who had died. On the 6-month anniversary, he took his children to school and sat down to watch television, and held what amounted to his own commemoration.
Then I started seeing some of the footage, and I broke down. It got to me a little bit. It really did. I never realized how much it affected me. I brought out all my mass cards, and I kissed all of them, and I said a prayer to all of them.
He also felt an obligation to them. So what this media-shy man has done is to go out and talk about them. Here at a lunch where he thanked nurses who had helped care for him, here to his daughter's class at the end of the school year, and once privately when he went to Ground Zero as the cleanup ended to talk with Ray Downey and his other friends who had died on September 11th.
Basically, I told him, I said, say hi to my other friends. To talk to everybody, make sure everybody's okay. I asked them for strength, guidance. I want them to give me some of the wisdom, and I basically told them how much I love them. I love all of them. And so, I just basically told them your memory will never be forgotten.
So it was on behalf of the friends he lost that Captain Fuentes became a kind of reluctant celebrity, whose strength as a public speaker is in the clarity of his message. He is a man who has no memory of the ordeal in the rubble that made him famous, but like so many who survived, he is a caretaker of the memories of others.
Please, never forget 9/11. Never forget the brothers and the rescuers who did the ultimate.
Bob Brown, ABC News, New York. Bob Brown, ABC News, New York.